Okay, here's our video, the black widow bite. And you can see the black widow, and you can see on her abdomen there's that distinctive hourglass that's either red or red-orange color. And there's three species, right? There's the southern species, which is the most common, and it has the most potent venom. So most potent venom. And there's also the eastern. And by the way, the southern you'll find in the southeast, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia. The eastern you can find above Virginia, maybe Virginia up into New York, perhaps even Maine, the eastern, and of course there's the western out west. So these three species, again, the southern is the most common with the most potent venom. But if you saw those three together, you probably wouldn't be able to distinguish which one is what species. Now the venom itself, it is the most potent. It's like getting stung by a yellow jacket, but some people have said that the black widow bite gives you more of an ouch than a yellow jacket sting, if we're comparing ouchness, if that's such a word. And there is a male, obviously, they need a male, and the male is significantly smaller. I'll show you a picture of that. And it usually has a orange hourglass, somewhat like an hourglass. And let's get a picture of that. And there's the male. Though it's smaller, it has longer legs. It needs those long legs to make sure that, because she's not too aggressive, because the black widow female will eat the male after mating. So that's why he has those long legs, to make sure that she's not going to eat him right away. And you can see that kind of orange. That's orange markings over there. Not quite not really an hourglass compared to hers. And sometimes you can't even tell her hourglass. Remember, it's on her bottom abdomen. And if you're bit by them, and they're not aggressive to humans, they try to avoid us. They hide in these dark corners and under logs and so forth. But if their venom, by the way, we'll write down their venom, change the color. The venom is a neurotransmitter venom. It's a latrotoxin. And it'll disrupt the nervous system. So it affects the nervous system. Let's get a cleaner page. So latrotoxin will affect the nervous system. And comment if you did get bit by one. See if it's worse than a yellow jacket sting. Some say it is. And of course, if you're bit by this, you'll have immediate pain. Obviously. Immediate ouch. And by the way, rarely are their bites fatal to humans, but you should definitely call your doctor if you're bit by one. And you can have muscle spasms or cramps because of the latrotoxin, which I'll explain. Muscle spasms. You could be sweating. You can have nausea. It is a toxin in your body. Dizziness and so forth. So again, if you should wash the area, put on ice to reduce the swelling, and definitely call your doctor. So let's look at this latrotoxin, what it actually does. And we'll just change the color. Why not? So this latrotoxin, put a little arrow. As I said before, it affects the nervous system. So let's see. We'll write it over here. It's going to disrupt communication. Been a little blurry today with this writing. Disrupt communication between the cells. There we go. So cells communicate, and specifically for this video, we'll talk about the disruption happening between your nerve cells, and I'll get a picture of that, between the nerve cells and your muscle cells. So let's get a picture of that. So over here in the picture, right over here, we should change the color, by the way, that's your nerve cell. Let's get a blue there. So that's the nerve cell communicating with this muscle cell right over here. Let's put an M for muscle. And you can see these little dots here are the neurotransmitters, these chemical messengers. And so, with normal communication between the cells, if you want to move your muscles, you have these neurotransmitters from the nerve cells that help you move your muscles, help you move, and so forth. But if you're getting bit with what latrotoxin will do is they'll disrupt that chemical communication, and so you'll get excessive stimulation. Excessive. In other words, there's an excessive amount of chemicals being released that can cause you to move your muscles a little too much, like spasms and so forth. They can also help disrupt this feeling of being calm. And there's two chemical messages, for example. That's serotonin, you might be familiar with. And serotonin helps you feel calm and so forth. So if you disrupt that, the latrotoxin can disrupt that, and so you can feel anxious if it's disrupting the serotonin. And there's acetylcholine. I'll write that down. Another fancy word. Acetylcholine. That helps your muscles contract and so forth. Helps with muscle movement. And if the latrotoxin can inhibit this or increase the action of it, so your muscles are moving faster. You're going through muscle spasms and cramps. So just in general, what latrotoxin will do, it will release an excessive amount of chemical messengers. It'll disrupt your normal communication between cells, and the key word is excessive stimulation, besides the feeling of pain that you're receiving from the Black Widow. And we'll end with showing her fangs. Alright, that's our video today.